Going to deal with Nampali Road by Meena Alexander. Let us see about the author. Meena Alexander was born in Allahabad, India on February 17, 1951. She was an Indian poet, scholar, and writer. She was raised in India and Sudan. She died in New York on 21st November 2018 at the age of 67 from undisclosed causes. Her real name was Mary Elizabeth Alexander. Although christened Mary Elizabeth, she has been called Meena since birth, and in her 15th year, she officially changed her name to Meena. Alexander and her family lived in Allahabad, yet returned every summer to Kerala where her mother's parents resided. In 1956, her family moved to Sudan, and after that, she lived and worked in New York City, where she was a distinguished professor of English at Hunter College and at the Kearney Graduate Center in the PhD program in English. Meena Alexander is known for her lyrical poetry, which deals with immigration, its impact on the subjectivity of the writer, and the violent events that sometimes compel people to cross borders. Though confronting such stark and difficult issues, her writing is a sensual polyglot and maintains a generous spirit. She was influenced and mentored by Indian poets Jayanta Mahabhatra and Kamala Das, as well as the American poets Adrienne Rich and Galway Kinnell. She has published 3 volumes of poems and a critical study, Women in Romanticism, Mary Wollstonecraft, Dorothy Wordsworth, and Mary Shelley. Let us see about the novel. This novel was published in January 27, 1991. It's set in the 1970s during the emergency period. The short novel tackles a number of serious and complex themes without reaching any neat conclusion. This novel deals with the life of Meera Kannadikal, a 25-year-old woman who returns to India after graduating school in England to teach. The important characters of the novel are Meera Kannadikal, the heroine of the novel, a 25-year-old woman. The next is Ramu, lover of Meera and a political activist. Then Siddharth, he is a friend of Meera. They become friends in England. Dr. Durgabai, who is also known as Little Mother, and she was a doctor and a mother of Siddharth. Rani Amma, she was the fat servant of Dr. Durgabai. She served for her for the last 25 years. And Laura Ribaldo, she was a neighbor of Dr. Durgabai. Summary of the novel. Meera, she was born in India a few years after the national independence. She didn't agree to her mother's decision for an arranged marriage, so she went to England as an undergraduate student and spent several years there. Life in England was a torture to Meera because she couldn't adjust with the fast lifestyle of the European people. Just to be one with the Western culture, she even attended some dancing parties of the students, but they disgusted her with their loud music and harsh lights. She even tried to go out every evening with a different boyfriend to suit the Western custom. She wanted to write a few poems so as to find out a separate identity for herself. The novelist makes it very clear that Meera had a complex intercultural personality because she was an Indian girl who got a colonial education. After finishing her education in England, she got a teaching job in Hyderabad, and she gladly accepted it because she thought that going to India would give her a chance to establish a clearer identity for herself. She decided to make William Wordsworth her role model in life. He was a great poet and he haunted the memory of Meera. Meera wanted to become a poet by achieving the clarity of Wordsworth. When Meera was living in Hyderabad, she had minor problems about readjusting with the Indian society. She started teaching English literature at Sona Nivas College, Hyderabad. According to Meera, marriage was a personal matter and she will commit into a marriage only when she is fully prepared for the arrangements. During that time, Limca Gowda was the chief minister of Andhra Pradesh. Gowda ruled the state with the help of a specially created secret police organization called the Ever Ready Men. The Ever Ready Men wore khaki uniform and each one of them was provided with a motorcycle. The policies of Limca Gowda were very harmful for the poor of the state. He imposed a heavy tax on oranges and the poor orange sellers found it hard to survive. So they organized themselves under the banner of Orange Sellers of Telugu Desam and staged a protest march against the chief minister. The policemen arrived there and started beating the orange sellers with lathis and dragged and kicked them. Injustice was widespread in Hyderabad. There was no drinking water, no schools, and not even good road in the villages of Andhra Pradesh. Limca Gowda was extremely corrupt politician. In the name of his own son-in-law, he started a company manufacturing soda water. Once, hundreds of Hyderabadians who consumed this soda during a wedding celebration were hospitalized because of the abdominal pain and all these injustice was not limited only to Hyderabad, but the whole nation was under the dictatorship of the then Prime Minister in New Delhi. And Limca Gowda was a favorite of the Indian Prime Minister. The poor people of Andhra Pradesh could do nothing against the Chief Minister publicly, so they organized a secret and underground organization to work against Limca Gowda. Ramu and Meera were active workers of these secret organizations. Ramisa's story played a very important role in the novel. Ramisa lived in a mountain village near Hyderabad. Both her husband and Ramisa went to the city to watch the movie Ishakada at Sagar Talkies. When the film ended, it was too late at night, so they started walking back home. Suddenly, a group of drunken policemen attacked them. Ramisa was raped by all the policemen, and her husband was violently attacked, and his dead body was recovered from a well behind the police station. Ramisa was hidden inside the police station so as to hush up the whole story of murder and rape. Very soon, the people got agitated and organized in small groups and attacked the police station. The police station was completely burned. The riots spread all over the city. The students were an active part of the revolutionary movement, so the classes couldn't be conducted at the Sona Nivas College. When the state was in this worse condition, the chief minister organized a massive festival to celebrate his birthday. But the rioters spoiled the occasion by blasting the stage. This is the result of the pent up anger and feelings of the meek and humble. The last and the final meeting of Ramisa and Meera gave the protagonist strength for starting a new revolutionary movement against the capitalist system. Meera wanted to abandon her useless life in some way. She wants to help people like Ramisa. The novel ends with a strange and curious note that our walls were crumbling. I looked at Ramisa. She edged closer to me. Her mouth was healing slowly. So, with that, the novel comes to an end. Thank you.